From bustling cities to rural farmlands, southern and eastern China are drowning under historic, unrelenting rain. Streets have vanished, cars are floating, and entire communities are underwater. Guangdong, Guangxi, Hunan, one by one, provinces are falling to the flood. This is the worst-hit Guangzhou district in a century. Right next to this market, garbage from nearby shops is piled high on the streets. Just look at the muddy floodwaters, thick and turbid. This car is filled with sludge. We're standing right in front of the Guangzhou Power Supply Bureau. China's northern and southern provinces have been severely impacted, with continuous rainfall triggering widespread disasters. In Huaiji County, Zhaoqing, Guangdong, floodwaters reached a staggering 55.2 meters, an event said to happen only once in a century. Residents report that the flooding has lasted 3 days, with water levels still rising. Daily life has ground to a halt. What's going on? It's raining across Guangdong. But why is my home submerged? I woke up and the water had flooded Jinshan. Can it just stop raining? Someone bring a boat to my house. Bring a boat. It's over. It's over. I need to put my shoes on. I never imagined it would be like this when I came here. I can't even get back home. I lost 200,000 to 300,000 yen. We just finished the renovation and we're about to move in. Today was the opening day and now it's all underwater. Come quickly, there are people here. Come quickly. And the devastation isn't limited to the south. In Harbin, Heilongjiang province, torrential rains exceeded 100 millimeters, transforming roads into rivers and destroying countless vehicles. Farmland was wiped out overnight, leaving farmers in tears as they watched their year's labor wash away. At 2 a.m. on the 17th, I saw it was pouring outside. Every car was flooded. It rained all night in Harbin. All the vehicles are soaked. What can we even do tomorrow? You tell me. Who wouldn't be angry seeing this? Relying on weather for a living is brutal. I had prepared for some flooding, but this, it's overwhelming. I couldn't stop crying. We worked day and night for this land. And now look at it. The seedlings are completely underwater. I don't even know what we'll find when the flood recedes. The water is still rushing down. Look, it's flooding. On June 17th, between 1 and 2 a.m., at the intersection of Minfu Road and Tianshan Road in Harbin, streets were completely submerged. Water reached the windows of parked vehicles. Cars are now being towed out one by one. Officials say this is the most severe flooding in Heilongjiang since 1987. Over 800 embankments across major rivers, including the Heilongjiang, Nenjiang, and Songhua, have reported leaks, erosion, and breaches. In just 2 hours, Ningbo turned into Venice. In Xiamen, people witnessed a city in the sea and the sea in the city. The downpour in Ningbo almost turned the city into a modern-day Venice. Cars were floating. It took just over 2 hours to reach this level of flooding. The drainage system couldn't keep up. Even distant signs are submerged. The lettering is blurred. That car? It's now a land cruise ship. Look at the water. It's almost level with the road. Waves are forming at the roadside. Jinshan is underwater. Even the vehicle chassis is submerged. You can't even see the intersection anymore. But while some braved the storm with courage, others exploited the chaos. Videos surfaced of looters storming supermarkets, carrying off boxes of food, and even stealing thousands in cash from registers. This happened just 500 meters from a police station, which failed to stop the theft. The disaster revealed a sharp divide in human behavior. While some stole during the power and internet outages, others worked tirelessly to protect what they could. Supermarket employees, soaked waist-deep in filthy floodwater, even while menstruating, risked their health to move goods to the second floor and prevent further loss. In contrast, looters with twisted expressions exposed the ugliest sides of human nature, capitalizing on crisis. It raises a chilling question. If natural disasters dissolve moral constraints this quickly, what darker acts might follow if those limits disappear entirely? Some people say, heaven is watching. Disasters may not just strike at random, They may cleanse the world of those with bad intentions. So for you and me, living in these uncertain times, the lesson is simple. Hold on to kindness. Many may not make it through. Not everyone passes these tests. But if your heart is upright, you might. That's not superstition. It's a truth echoed across generations. Those who accumulate virtue often find a way through. So as you go back to your daily life, be grateful and carry forward the strength of Chinese culture. If I had to marry an older leftover woman, I'd rather stay single forever. That's a direct quote from a well-educated, financially secure man in Beijing. It reflects a rising tide of harsh, unapologetic views shaping China's dating culture today. As more women enter their 30s single and successful, they're finding themselves caught between independence and judgment. Why are older women being sidelined in the marriage market? And who gets to decide what makes someone worthy of love? In a world of shifting values and stubborn traditions, the answers might surprise you. There are 4 reasons why men avoid dating older, single women. 1. Older women are hard to deal with. By the time a woman turns 30, she's probably been pursued by at least 20 men. If so many have chased her, and yet she's still single, how difficult must she be? 2. Most of them don't have a princess life, but suffer from a princess syndrome. They're already past their prime, but still indulge in unrealistic fantasies every day. 3. They're always saying things like, "If you really love me, show it with your actions," or "You need to give selflessly." At the core, it's just a demand for unconditional devotion from men. 4. These women tend to be extremely controlling. Whatever I do, I have to check her mood first. Why would I bring home a tyrant? Isn't it better to hang out with the guys, have a drink, play some games, or watch live streams? This perspective may seem harsh, but it's not uncommon in the matchmaking industry. One agency admitted they've stopped accepting female clients over the age of 35. There was a time when a 40-year-old female executive came to us looking for a partner, but we turned her away. Since last year, we've stopped accepting female clients over 35. This woman had a house and a car in Suzhou, made 500,000 yuan a year, looked decent, and even offered to pay for our services. But I told her, it's just too difficult. None of the men who come to us are interested in proactively meeting a never-married woman over 35. Some divorced men without children might accept a divorcee over 35, but never someone who's never been married at that age. The matchmaker also shared her own experience with a recent referral, a woman who, despite modest personal conditions, came in with a long list of demands. As for me, I always reject women who come in with a wish list. Just today, a relative introduced a woman to me. Born in 1991, she's 34 years old, 163 centimeters tall, with a vocational college diploma, makes 3,000 yuan a month, doesn't own a car or house, and lives with her parents. She's not stunning, but she looked sweet and pleasant enough. But then I glanced at her list of criteria for a partner and immediately shook my head. She insists the man must be at least 180 centimeters tall. I wanted to reject her on the spot. She replied, "I know it's difficult, that's why I'm using matchmaking services." I followed up. Think about it. A guy who's over 180 centimeters, stable income of 5,000 to 8,000, owns property, decent looks. He has so many options. Why would he even need matchmaking? She replied, "Minimum is 178 centimeters." At that point, I thought, no need to continue this conversation. I told her, "It's not that your standards are high, but your own conditions are quite average. Now that you're resorting to matchmaking, is it because you still want to cling to pride, or are you ready to face reality?" Such cases are increasingly common, women with inflated expectations, disconnected from market realities. I encounter cases like this all the time. Recently, a woman told me, "I earn over 1 million yuan a year. I want a man who also makes 1 million. Is that too much?" But she was born in 1992 and looks just average. A man who earns 1 million a year doesn't care that you also do. I reject women like this because they live in a fantasy, and there's no way to change that mindset. Older single women struggle to find partners for a few key reasons. They aim high, lack real capability, and have low emotional intelligence. I honestly don't understand how some older women can be so emotionally unaware, yet still carry such a lofty attitude. So why do so many older women remain single? The problem lies in their mindset during their prime dating years. What's going on with older single women these days? Why don't they want to get married? Between 18 and 28, they're at their peak. Dozens of men pursue them, sparing no expense or effort, and they take it all in stride, offering little or nothing in return. Over time, they begin to believe, I'm never short on men, and never will be. So they hedge their bets, dating one while texting another. They try a few relationships, none work out. Every breakup? It was his fault. She posts on social media about heartbreak, but never paid for a meal or gave a decent gift. The man's generosity, that was just what he should have done. She smokes, drinks, parties, flirts, and still declares, I'm a good girl. Call her out, she'll say you're narrow-minded. Eventually, she gets tired and wants emotional support. Then she starts setting conditions. House, car, happy family, million-yuan salary, and unconditional love. She always thinks men aren't good enough for her. But the dating market is a two-way street. While these women were busy enjoying options, time passed, and the men around them matured. But the reality is this: the dating market is a two-way street. When she was young, she squandered every advantage. In return, others now scrutinize her more carefully. The men around her have matured, while she's only grown older. Eventually, even the low-quality options she once turned down are gone. She vents online, unaware that it's her pride and refusal to grow that are holding her back. In the marriage market, time waits for no one. Holding out for perfection may feel empowering, but it often ends in regret. If love is truly the goal, then pride must give way to pragmatism. Lowering your standards isn't settling. It's waking up before the door quietly closes. Many people are asking the same question. Why does Shenzhen, one of China's most prosperous coastal cities, leave so many with a sense of disillusionment? Let's take a closer look at what's really happening on the ground. Recently, I saw a post online saying that Shenzhen, a first-tier city in Guangdong, is just like Beijing, completely unsuitable for ordinary people to live in. The happiness index is incredibly low. Shenzhen feels like a city built only for laborers, offering no room for those without constant work. It's like a massive, polished prison by the sea, shiny modern, with a few scenic parks for inmates to stroll in, but still a prison. There are some things I hesitate to say, because if I do, you may never dare enter the restaurant business. In the Pearl River Delta alone, nearly 1,000 restaurants are on the verge of shutting down. I'm not exaggerating. In the past month, around 70 to 80 large restaurants approached us for final price quotes. That's equal to the entire number of quote requests we got in the first half of this year. This is a common sight now on the streets of Shenzhen. Many came chasing dreams. Few expected they'd end up barely surviving. It's hard not to feel a deep unease watching scenes like these. This is South China City, #1 trading plaza in Shenzhen. Millions are gone here, millions. Just this hall alone had thousands of shops, representing hundreds of millions in investment, now vanished. Once it was packed with people. You had to pay bribes just to get a shop. They used to say, one shop can support 3 generations. Look at it now, even the most prominent storefronts can't find tenants. This is the Tianqiao East Station overpass in Shenzhen. Do you see the homeless people here? Men, women, carrying all their belongings. Some are older, some look like artists. Musicians too, their clothes drying on railings. I arrived in Longgang district and stood on the bridge next to the Sanhe Talent Market. Below, job seekers were sprawled out, sleeping on the ground. They can't even afford the 15 yuan for a hostel bed, so they sleep on the steps. This is what Shenzhen looks like now. You might be shocked by Shenzhen's reality. Just after Labor Day, it's said that millions of outsiders poured into the city. The subway is packed. The job market is overwhelmed. On the surface, it looks like prosperity, but behind the scenes, big firms are downsizing, small businesses are shutting down, apartments are sitting vacant, and job seekers are living in budget hotels. What appears to be booming migration is actually a symptom of desperation. Waves of job seekers chasing shrinking opportunities in a city where the economic engine is quietly stalling. Yes, I was laid off. I've worked in Shenzhen for 10 years. My baby isn't even 1 month old yet, and I got the notice. HR dismissed me with a bland organizational restructuring. 10 years of loyalty erased in a sentence. I've been unemployed for 4 months. I've sent out over 500 resumes, barely a handful of replies. Locals have noted 6 striking shifts in Shenzhen this year, signs that the city is changing dramatically. First, the once bustling commercial districts have gone quiet. Brands have pulled out, leaving empty shops behind. Even with slashed rents, tenants are scarce. Brick-and-mortar retail is becoming unsustainable. Second, massive infrastructure projects are underway citywide. Roads and subways are under constant construction. Rush-hour gridlock is now a daily norm, and residents vent their frustration online. Third, Shenzhen's sky-high housing prices are showing signs of decline. Developers are offering steep discounts on new builds. Listings of second-hand homes have surged. With prices fluctuating by the day, both buyers and sellers are holding back. Fourth, office buildings are increasingly vacant. Many businesses have downsized or relocated. Shared office spaces are now trending. Multiple companies squeezed into a single unit to cut costs. Fifth, job opportunities are shrinking. It's becoming rare to find work offering weekends off and full benefits. 1 day off per week is now considered lucky. New graduates struggle to find work, while mass layoffs and salary cuts continue. Most are just trying to survive. Sixth, delivery drivers flood the roads, many ignoring traffic signals to meet quotas. Female riders have joined the workforce, but overall order volume has dropped. As a result, earnings across the board are down. Online, netizens agree. Shenzhen feels like a different city these days, but few can pinpoint exactly what changed. Last year, China's official unemployment rate was 5.1%, not alarmingly high on paper. But when you factor in the massive flexible employment population, roughly 1 in 20 people is actively job hunting. Shenzhen was once a symbol of dreams, speed, and opportunity. But today, behind the skyline and glossy facade, lies a city grappling with slowdown, survival, and silent struggles. The question now is, can the dream be rebuilt, or is it time to wake up?